Alright, I'm finally allowed to show you this beast in action. But before we start this video properly, I think most people who clicked on this are probably just wondering one thing. Does Sea of Thieves run at 60 FPS on the Series X and S? Yes. Capped at 60. Continuing with the video. As I ended the last video with the words, I think we all know what game I will play, some of you started joking / guessing what game that will be. But you guys were right, Sea of Thieves was not the first game I played on the Series X. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you beautiful human should not have to think far to realize that that game was in fact Crackdown 2. I had a good reason for this. I had just finished Crackdown 3 and I remember I never finished Crackdown 2. And since the Series X is a backwards compatible beast, that was the first thing I downloaded. The second reason is that I wanted to play some damn games on my new console. And seeing as Crackdown 2 is only 4 GB, I could just download it in a jiffy and play the hell out of it while I wait for Sea of Thieves to finish. So naturally, when I was done with Crackdown 2, it was over to GTA 4. I stopped downloading Sea of Thieves after I wanted to play some GTA 4 in locked 60 FPS on a console for the very first time, because that is what Digital Foundry told me, and I believe everything they say. One thing I cannot believe that Digital Foundry did not do in their GTA 4 60 FPS showcase was the absolute FPS crunching thing that you can do in the game, the swing set.
Dimitri, you got my money?
I have it. Meet me at the warehouse on Mahanet in downtown Broker. Come along.
That's my love puddle.
Then I booted Sea of Thieves. And look at that, 60 FPS, smooth, finally on console. Now you'll have to excuse my upscale 720p to 1080p here. My console capture device is little outdated and I can only show you 60 FPS while recording at 720p. But just know that the game runs at 4K 60 FPS. It does not look like this, it looks like this. But can the Series X stand up to Thieves Haven? There's no secret for PC players that there are a few badly optimized islands in the game, none more so than Thieves Haven. There is always massive frame drops for me here, I mean look at that. But on Series X, none. No dips, it powers through. Thieves Haven is no match for the power of X. But does the game run at maximum graphics? Full-on mythical graphics? Probably yeah. The spec sheet for PC is not that demanding. For the max graphics at 4K 60 FPS you need a 1080 Ti, a Ryzen 5, a beautiful front flip leading to a perfect nosedive. So honestly, we should just expect that the Series X is running at maximum graphics. But just to be sure, let us test the most important graphical option, model detail. You see, if model detail is set to the lowest, the smaller the size of the loot, the faster it will be sucked up by the draw distance. This could be infuriating when searching for floating loot from a boat you just sank, for example, but do not worry, this will not be a problem on the Series X. I can see it all. Over on the community tab, I asked you guys what you wanted to see in this video, and hands down the most asked question is, are the load times faster? And that's a big yes. Keep in mind I never played Sea of Thieves on console, so I can only compare it to my PC, which has these specs. Disclaimer, I did 10 attempts of each of these tests, only showing the fastest time, as the biggest separation from the fastest to the slowest time was 32 milliseconds. Keep in mind that in different scenarios and islands, loading times may be different. Also, on my PC, I am playing Sea of Thieves on a hard drive. Let the test begin. First off, going from the loading screen after pressing set sail to in-game. And you can see on PC we get 20.24 seconds. And over here on the Series X, 20.55 seconds. Next up, loading back to your ship from the Ferry of the Damned. On PC, 4.37 seconds. And on the Series X, 4.51 seconds. Now let us load back to the ship from a mermaid. On PC, 1.5 seconds. On Series X, 1.16 seconds, okay. And finally from a mermaid from a sunk/scuttled ship. The PC gives us 3.18 seconds. The Series X, 3.53 seconds. I mean, damn, the loading times are pretty much equal to PC with the hard disk drive. That is awesome. The next most popular question, keyboard and mouse support. This one should be obvious. It even has a keyboard and mouse option in the menu, but I get that some people want the visual confirmation. As you can see, I don't have a lot of space for the Series X or any console for that matter on my desk, so it's nicely tucked right here behind my monitor. Anyways, as you can see, I plugged in the mouse and the keyboard. Sea of Thieves is running, and there you go. No extra steps, plug and play. And honestly, with the 60 FPS and mouse and keyboard support, the PC versus console player gap should be closed if you get a Series X or S. This is revolutionary for the console player base. And the last requested thing you wanted me to do, blow up a bunch of kegs, because apparently that makes the frame dip on the Xbox One consoles. And there you go, got a bunch of kegs, even got a little nuke to boot. Now let's just blow it up. I couldn't see any dips. I just think this just works fine and dandy, y'all. And there you go, Sea of Thieves on the Series X. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was informative, and I will see y'all very soon. No, never say very soon, Genie. You don't know that. You don't know it's gonna be very soon.